Anna had always been the quiet one, the girl in the background who never sought attention, even when she deserved it most. Life had taught her to find comfort in simplicity, to be kind without expecting anything in return, and to work hard without complaint. But from the moment Bella entered her life, things shifted. Can you imagine a rivalry so intense it could ruin a wedding day? Stay tuned to Innocent Stories to find out how this unfolds. Bella wasn't like Anna. Where Anna was gentle, Bella was sharp. Where Anna was humble, Bella was boastful. And while Anna never felt the need to compete, Bella treated life as a game where she needed to win, and winning meant making sure Anna always lost. It all started when Anna was 14, after her father passed away. Her mother remarried a man who had a daughter of his own, Bella. At first, Anna was hopeful they might become close, like the sisters she had always dreamed of having. But it didn't take long for Bella to show her true colors. Bella had grown up spoiled and entitled, used to getting her way and being told she was the best at everything. Anna's quiet nature made her an easy target. To Bella, Anna wasn't a sister, she was competition. Whether it was grades, clothes, or friends, Bella always found a way to compare. And when comparison didn't go in her favor, she made sure to twist things until it did. What happens when jealousy takes over a family? Keep watching Innocent Stories to see how Bella's schemes unravel. By the time they reached adulthood, Bella's attitude hadn't changed, if anything, it had grown worse. She was the type who would flash a smile in public, only to make snide comments under her breath. The type who would compliment Anna's dress, then accidentally spill coffee on it. She made sure Anna always felt like she was just one step behind, just slightly less worthy. And Anna? Well, she learned to endure it. She focused on her studies, her work, and building a quiet life that brought her peace, while Bella kept chasing attention and validation. But everything changed when Daniel entered the picture. Daniel was the kind of man Bella had always pictured herself with, successful, charming, and from a well-known family. To Bella, he was another prize to be won, another way to prove she was better than Anna. What Bella hadn't expected, though, was that Daniel would fall for Anna instead. It was unthinkable. How could anyone, especially someone like him, choose Anna over her? Bella couldn't stand it. From the moment Anna and Daniel announced their engagement, Bella made it her mission to ruin the wedding. In her mind, she still believed she could somehow come out on top, that she could embarrass Anna and steal the spotlight once again. But as the wedding day approached, it became clear that this time, things would be different. Anna wasn't the timid little girl Bella used to push around. And while Bella was busy plotting her next move, convinced she had already won, she had no idea that the wedding day would expose everything. Anna would have her moment to prove that kindness, grace, and love always triumph in the end. From the very beginning, Bella made it her life's mission to ensure Anna always remained in her shadow. Every family gathering, every birthday, every celebration became an opportunity for Bella to outshine her. If Anna wore a simple yet elegant dress, Bella would appear in something flashier, making a dramatic entrance to steal every pair of eyes in the room. If Anna shared a small achievement, a good grade, a promotion, Bella would interrupt with an even bigger story, real or exaggerated, just to make sure no one focused on Anna for too long. To Bella, attention wasn't shared, it was hers by right. Anna learned early on that there was no point in competing. What was the use? She wasn't loud or showy. She didn't crave the spotlight like Bella did. But over time, the constant undermining chipped away at her confidence. Dinners often left her feeling invisible. If she spoke, Bella spoke louder. If she laughed, Bella laughed harder. Their parents seemed blissfully unaware of the rivalry brewing beneath the surface, chalking it up to typical sibling dynamics. But Anna knew better. Bella wasn't just being playful, Bella wanted her to feel small. The worst part was how subtle Bella's schemes could be. It wasn't always grand gestures of cruelty. Sometimes it was the quiet digs, comments about Anna's clothes being so simple, or fake concern over how tired Anna looked in front of other people. Other times, it was sabotage, like switching out her notes before a presentation or making sure Anna's friends received misinformation about plans, so she'd end up excluded. No matter what, Bella wanted to remind Anna of her place, second best, always. For years, Anna tolerated it. She told herself it didn't matter. Bella's need for superiority was her own insecurity, and Anna refused to feed into it. But everything shifted the day Anna met Daniel. Unlike anyone else, Daniel saw Anna for who she really was. He noticed her kindness before her appearance, her intelligence before her silence. It was at a mutual friend's event, a night Anna almost didn't attend but now would never forget. From the moment they started talking, their connection felt effortless. He listened, he laughed, and most importantly, he made Anna feel seen in a way no one else ever had. Bella noticed immediately. The moment she spotted Daniel looking at Anna, something in her snapped. In Bella's world, men like Daniel belonged on her arm, not Anna's. And so, as expected, Bella inserted herself into their conversations with forced charm and practiced laughter. She found reasons to stand closer, to touch his arm when she spoke, to toss her hair just so. But Daniel's interest never wavered, it remained fixed on Anna, no matter how hard Bella tried. What began as subtle interference quickly escalated. Bella started spreading whispers behind Anna's back, little things at first, comments questioning if Anna was truly ready for someone like Daniel, remarks suggesting Anna was only after him for his status. Bella even went as far as implying that Anna had been involved with someone else, casting doubt wherever she could. But Daniel wasn't fooled. If anything, Bella's transparent jealousy only made him respect Anna more for staying graceful under the pressure. When Anna and Daniel finally announced their engagement, Bella masked her shock with a tight, practiced smile. She congratulated them in public, but behind the scenes, her bitterness deepened. How had this happened? How had Anna, quiet, simple, forgettable Anna, secured the very life Bella always imagined for herself? It didn't seem fair. But in Bella's mind, it wasn't over. If she couldn't prevent the engagement, she could at least make sure the wedding was a disaster. And so, the real plotting began. Bella convinced herself that the wedding day would be her grand finale. She envisioned it clearly, Anna humiliated at the altar, Daniel having second thoughts, guests whispering in disbelief at the chaos unfolding. Bella didn't just want to ruin the day, she wanted to make sure Anna never forgot who the real star of the family was. What Bella failed to realize, though, was that while she had spent years focusing on tearing Anna down, Anna had been quietly building a strength of her own. The wedding would not only test that strength but reveal the truth about both sisters for everyone to see. Bella thought she had already won, but the wedding day was coming, and with it, the moment everything would change. In the weeks leading up to the wedding, Bella made it her full-time mission to sabotage Anna's happiness. To outsiders, Bella wore the mask of a supportive sister, always offering help with a syrupy smile and pretending to be thrilled about Anna's big day. But behind the scenes, her mind was constantly spinning, plotting every possible way to ruin the wedding without leaving any obvious fingerprints behind. If Anna thought this would be her fairy tale moment, Bella was determined to turn it into a nightmare. Her first plan targeted the most sentimental detail of the wedding, Anna's dress. Anna had chosen a stunning, classic gown, a delicate ivory silk piece that made her look like she had stepped straight out of a dream. It was elegant and understated, much like Anna herself. Bella knew how much the dress meant to her, so when Anna left for a dress fitting and accidentally left Bella alone with the garment, the temptation was too much. With a pair of scissors she had slipped into her purse, Bella made tiny, nearly invisible snips along the hemline and under the sleeves, just enough to cause noticeable tears with movement, but subtle enough that no one would suspect foul play until it was too late. As Bella stepped back to admire her handiwork, she smiled to herself. Imagine Anna's horror, discovering the damage as she was getting dressed on her wedding day. Perfect. But ruining the dress wasn't enough. Bella knew appearances could be salvaged, but trust was harder to repair. That's when she started whispering little lies into Daniel's ear, innocent on the surface, but poison beneath. She mentioned an old friend of Anna's who had supposedly confessed lingering feelings for her. She hinted that Anna might have been unsure about the wedding but was too polite to back out. Once, she even suggested that Anna was overwhelmed by the idea of being part of Daniel's wealthy, influential family and might not be marrying him for the right reasons. "I probably shouldn't be telling you this," she'd say in a hushed tone, "but I just care about you both so much. I thought you deserved to know." Every lie was carefully crafted to plant seeds of doubt in Daniel's mind without making Bella look like the villain. And Bella didn't stop there. She took her games to the wedding guests too. At the bridal shower, she pulled aside a few of Anna's old friends and made pointed comments about how sudden the engagement was, how Anna used to say she wasn't sure about settling down so young. She joked about how Daniel fell for the sweet act, as if Anna were somehow hiding her true self. Each time she spoke, Bella made sure her words sounded playful, harmless even, but she knew exactly what she was doing. By the time the wedding weekend arrived, whispers about Anna's supposed cold feet and questionable intentions were floating through the air like perfume. Through it all, Anna remained quiet and composed. She noticed the way people looked at her differently, the awkward pauses when she entered her room, the sudden bursts of laughter that ended the moment she got too close. She discovered the small tears in her dress during her final fitting and felt her heart sink, but instead of breaking down, Anna took a deep breath and had it quietly repaired, refusing to let Bella see her sweat. She overheard fragments of gossip and felt the sting of betrayal, yet she responded with nothing but grace. When Daniel seemed slightly distant one evening, as if turning over something in his mind, Anna didn't accuse him or push for reassurance. She trusted him. She trusted what they had built. And maybe that was what frustrated Bella the most. No matter what she did, Anna refused to crack. Bella expected tears, tantrums, or maybe even the cancellation of the wedding, but Anna carried herself with a quiet strength that was impossible to shake. Every obstacle Bella placed in her path, Anna handled with dignity. It was infuriating. How could someone so gentle stand so strong in the face of sabotage? Bella was running out of time. The wedding day was approaching, and she still hadn't managed to break Anna. But Bella told herself it was fine. After all, the bigger the stage, the better the show. If her smaller schemes hadn't destroyed Anna, then the chaos she had planned for the wedding day itself surely would. In Bella's mind, the real victory was still waiting for her at the altar. She was convinced that Anna's perfect little fairy tale was about to come crumbling down, and when it did, Bella would finally get the satisfaction she'd been craving for years. Little did she know, the wedding day held surprises of its own, and this time, it wouldn't be Anna who was left standing in the ruins. The morning of the wedding dawned clear and golden, sunlight spilling over the rolling hills of the countryside estate where Anna and Daniel had chosen to say their vows. The venue was breathtaking, an old stone manor surrounded by lush gardens, with climbing roses blooming in every shade of blush and white. A long, cobbled pathway led to an open-air terrace where rows of delicate white chairs faced a floral archway dripping with fresh peonies and ivy. Soft classical music floated through the air as the staff made final touches, arranging crystal glasses on linen-draped tables and lighting lanterns that would glow through the evening. Everything felt like a scene from a dream, at least, that's how it looked on the surface. Bella arrived early, dressed in a gown that shimmered just a little too much for a bridesmaid. The silver fabric clung to her figure and sparkled in the morning sun, drawing glances as she walked through the venue. She thrived on the attention. In her mind, today was as much her stage as it was Anna's, no more. Because she was convinced that by the end of the day, Anna's perfect little wedding would unravel in front of everyone, and when it did, Bella would be there, front and center, to watch her fall apart. Her confidence was at its peak. Weeks of careful sabotage had led to this moment, and Bella believed victory was inevitable. She had made sure the florist misplaced key arrangements, ensuring the centerpieces were incomplete. She had slyly switched the place cards so important guests would be seated away from the action, causing mild chaos during dinner. And best of all, she had arranged for Anna's final dress adjustment to be handled by a less experienced seamstress, hoping the last-minute fixes on a previously damaged gown would go wrong. Bella's plan wasn't to create an outright disaster, no, it was better if things fell apart little by little, leaving Anna flustered and frazzled by the time she walked down the aisle. All it would take was a few well-timed mishaps to chip away at her calm exterior. But as the day unfolded, Bella's expectations began to slip through her fingers like sand. First came the flowers. When Anna arrived and noticed the missing arrangements, she simply smiled and asked one of her bridesmaids to gather some extra blooms from the garden. Within minutes, the gaps were filled with fresh-cut flowers, and guests complimented the charming, natural touches. No meltdown, no visible stress, just Anna handling it with her usual quiet grace. Then the seating confusion. Bella watched from the sidelines, waiting for tempers to flare as people found their names out of place. But instead of chaos, Anna and Daniel laughed it off, making a sweet announcement thanking everyone for being flexible. The guests were more amused than annoyed, and the relaxed, joyful atmosphere remained untouched. Again, no cracks in the surface. And the dress? Bella had held on to hope that the rushed adjustments would leave it ill-fitting or awkward. But as Anna stepped out of the dressing suite, radiant and serene, the gown floated around her like a cloud. If anything, the minor changes had made the dress even more ethereal. She looked breathtaking, and Bella felt her stomach twist. What was going on? This wasn't how it was supposed to happen. As the morning slipped into afternoon and guests began gathering with glasses of champagne in hand, the whispers started, but not about Anna. No, about Bella. People noticed the way she hovered near the bride with too much interest in the things that had gone wrong. They picked up on the slightly forced sympathy in her voice when she asked Anna if she was managing okay with all the little disasters. A few guests exchanged glances when Bella made a snide comment about how stressful it must be to have so many unexpected issues. And then there were the stolen moments when Bella's expression hardened the second Anna turned her back, her mask slipping just enough for people to see the truth beneath her smile. It didn't take long for the mood to shift. Family friends who had known Anna for years quietly sided with her, offering extra hands and gentle reassurances. Daniel's relatives, who had already sensed Bella's competitive streak at earlier events, kept a careful eye on her. Even the wedding planner, who had grown protective of Anna during the preparations, began slyly redirecting Bella away from anything important, as if shielding the bride from any further interference. And through it all, Anna remained poised. She moved through the day with a serenity that only made Bella's efforts look more ridiculous. Every small mishap Bella had so carefully designed to throw Anna off her game was absorbed and transformed into something beautiful. It was as if the universe itself was working to protect Anna's peace. And the more Bella pushed, the clearer it became that her schemes were powerless against someone who refused to let negativity win. By the time the ceremony was about to begin, Bella stood to the side, her silver gown glinting under the afternoon sun. But for the first time that day, she didn't feel like the star. The attention she craved had shifted elsewhere, and not in the way she wanted. People were watching, yes, but they were watching her with suspicion, with curiosity, with judgment. Meanwhile, Anna stood at the end of the aisle, glowing with quiet confidence, ready to walk toward the man who loved her and the future she had built on kindness, patience, and grace. Bella had thought this day would belong to her. But as the music swelled and Anna took her first steps forward, Bella realized, perhaps too late, that the story unfolding wasn't hers to control. And the cracks in her perfect plan had already begun to show. Just as the ceremony concluded and the guests transitioned into the reception, the air buzzed with the kind of joy people hope for at weddings. The sun had dipped low, casting a golden hue over the venue. Laughter rang out, glasses clinked, and the celebration was in full swing. Anna and Daniel were radiant, dancing together with an ease that made it clear they were meant for each other. But while most people basked in the glow of the evening, Bella sat stiffly at her table, her smile tight, her plans unraveling by the minute. None of her subtle disasters had succeeded, and worse, people had started to notice her unusually keen interest in the mishaps. Still, Bella held on to the hope that there might yet be a chance to reclaim the spotlight. But that hope shattered just before dinner. It happened when Rachel, a mutual friend who had known both Anna and Bella for years, took the microphone to give a toast. Rachel wasn't the type to cause a scene, in fact, she was normally quiet and diplomatic. But Bella's behavior had finally pushed her over the edge. After overhearing Bella making snide remarks in the bridal suite earlier and seeing the hurt flicker across Anna's face, Rachel decided enough was enough. And she wasn't the only one. Several of Anna's close friends had quietly collected small pieces of evidence over the past few weeks: text messages where Bella questioned Anna's loyalty to Daniel, emails where Bella accidentally sent the wrong vendor information, and even a recording on Rachel's phone of Bella boasting about how Anna won't know what hit her. Rachel's toast began innocently enough. She spoke of friendship and love, about how Anna had always been the heart of their group. But then her words took a sharp turn. And of course, weddings can be stressful, Rachel said, her gaze settling directly on Bella, especially when people you trust are the ones causing the chaos. The room shifted instantly. Forks paused midair, conversations died down. Bella's smile froze as Rachel continued. It's funny how some of us thought we could play puppet master these past few weeks, switching seating cards, tampering with dresses, starting rumors. But in the end, no amount of scheming could shake Anna's grace. We all saw it. And now we all know exactly who was behind it. Rachel placed her phone on the speaker dock, and within seconds, the audio played, clear as day. Bella's voice filled the reception hall. I mean, come on, let's see how perfect little Anna handles her wedding falling apart. Bet Daniel rethinks this whole thing by the end of the night. A stunned silence followed. Bella's face drained of color. The guests glanced between her and Anna, processing what they had just heard. Whispers rippled across the tables. Daniel's expression darkened, his jaw tight as he wrapped an arm protectively around Anna. Bella stammered, That's not, it was a joke, I didn't mean, but no one was buying it. The carefully crafted image Bella had built over the years, a charming, flawless socialite, crumbled in an instant. All her years of trying to make Anna look small had backfired spectacularly. And here, in front of everyone she had hoped to impress, Bella stood exposed and humiliated. What no one expected, though, was Anna's reaction. Instead of gloating or throwing Bella out of the venue, Anna gently rose from her seat. The room quieted as she approached Rachel and took the microphone, her face calm and composed. Thank you, Rachel, Anna said softly, her voice steady despite the storm that had just erupted. Then she turned to the guests. Weddings bring out a lot of emotions, don't they? Some good, some challenging. But today isn't about the things that went wrong. It's about the love Daniel and I share, and the wonderful people who are here to support us. She looked at Bella, and there was no anger in her eyes, only a quiet pity. I hope one day we can all choose kindness over competition. There's enough room for everyone to be happy. The entire room burst into applause, not just polite clapping, but genuine, heartfelt appreciation. People admired Anna before, but now they were in awe. Her dignity, her grace, her ability to rise above, it was a lesson in true strength. Bella, on the other hand, quickly excused herself from the table and disappeared into the night, her silver gown trailing behind her. The attention she had so desperately craved now replaced with whispered judgments and side glances. For the first time, Bella wasn't the star, she was simply the cautionary tale. Meanwhile, the celebration picked up again, brighter and warmer than before. Anna and Daniel shared their first dance under twinkling lights, surrounded by friends and family who had witnessed the truth. And from that moment on, no one would ever forget how Anna handled betrayal with nothing more than kindness, and how that made her shine even brighter than any spotlight Bella had tried to steal. As the commotion from Rachel's bold revelation settled and Bella's retreating figure vanished into the night, a peaceful calm swept over the venue. It was as if the very air had shifted, lighter, clearer, as though the weight of Bella's schemes had finally lifted from everyone's shoulders. The wedding, which had teetered on the edge of silent tension thanks to Bella's behind-the-scenes sabotage, now felt free to unfold as it was always meant to, as a genuine, beautiful celebration of love. Anna and Daniel wasted no time reclaiming the evening. With gentle smiles and intertwined hands, they guided their guests back to the heart of why they were all gathered there. The ceremony resumed, this time with an even deeper sense of meaning. In front of their closest family and friends, many of whom were still in awe of Anna's calm strength, Anna and Daniel stood beneath the soft glow of hanging lanterns, framed by the very arch Bella had tried to have ruined. But nothing about this moment could be tarnished. When Daniel spoke his vows, his voice was strong, steady, and overflowing with love. From the moment I met you, he said, his eyes never leaving Anna, I knew peace. No matter what the world throws at us, no matter who tries to pull us apart, I know we will always come back to this, our love, our trust, our home in each other. Anna's vows followed, simple but profound. Today isn't perfect, she said, glancing at the crowd with a knowing smile, but love was never meant to exist in perfection. It's meant to endure. And with you, Daniel, I have found the kind of love that rises above noise, doubt, and even sabotage. Today, I promise that no matter what comes our way, we will always face it together. The guests, fully invested, erupted into applause that felt like the closing of a chapter, a definitive victory for Anna, not just over Bella's cruelty, but over every quiet dismissal and shadow she'd lived under all these years. The ceremony finished flawlessly, the sun setting just in time to paint the sky in streaks of pink and gold as they shared their first kiss as husband and wife. Meanwhile, Bella's absence was barely noticed, except in hushed conversations exchanged behind napkins and champagne glasses. For years, Bella had worked so hard to make herself the center of attention, to be the brightest star in every room. But now, she was little more than an afterthought. Her empty chair the only trace she had been there at all. A few of the guests whispered about whether she'd gone home or simply couldn't bear to sit through the rest of the evening after being so thoroughly exposed. Others didn't bother asking, they were too busy enjoying the party Bella had tried so hard to ruin. With Bella gone, the night seemed to glow even brighter. Dinner was served, the music picked up, and the dance floor filled with happy, carefree guests. The moments that followed belonged entirely to Anna and Daniel. Their first dance was met with beaming smiles and the occasional happy tear from the crowd. Speeches from friends and family centered on their love story, their resilience, and the peace they radiated together. What was meant to be Bella's grand victory, the day she had plotted to finally outshine Anna, became the complete opposite. In trying to break Anna, Bella had only revealed her own insecurities, her desperation, and her cruelty. The very audience Bella craved saw her for what she truly was. And instead of applause, she earned silence. Instead of admiration, she earned distance. But Anna? Anna earned everything Bella had wanted and more: respect, admiration, love, and a story that people would tell for years. Not the story of a wedding ruined by petty jealousy, but of a bride who rose above it all with dignity and grace, proving that real victory doesn't come from outshining others. It comes from never letting anyone dim your light. In the weeks following the wedding, life moved on, as it always does. For Anna and Daniel, it felt like the beginning of something truly magical. They left for their honeymoon without a second thought about the chaos Bella had tried to create, choosing instead to focus on each other and the quiet, simple joy of starting their new life together. Their love had not only survived the storm, it had grown stronger because of it. Surrounded by crystal blue waters and golden sunsets, Anna finally felt the peace she had been chasing for so long. For once, she wasn't looking over her shoulder, waiting for Bella's next move. That chapter had closed. Back home, the story was quite different for Bella. While she didn't reach out to Anna to apologize, her pride was far too stubborn for that. The embarrassment she suffered at the wedding lingered like a heavy fog over her social life. Word had spread quickly. Those who had once admired Bella's confidence began to whisper about her cruelty. Invitations to social events grew scarce. Friends she'd once counted on kept their distance, quietly choosing not to associate themselves with someone so willing to sabotage her own stepsister's happiness out of pure jealousy. Whether Bella felt regret or simply stewed in bitterness, no one could really say. But one thing was clear: her plan to shine brighter by dimming Anna's light had failed spectacularly. And yet, Anna never spoke an unkind word about Bella afterward. When people tried to bring it up, hoping for gossip or a hint of resentment, Anna only smiled softly and changed the subject. She had no interest in holding on to the past or giving Bella's cruelty any more space in her new life. Anna believed what she always had, that kindness wasn't weakness, and that people like Bella ultimately set their own traps. What you put into the world, you eventually get back. Karma, it seemed, had handled what Anna never needed to. Bella's actions had exposed her true nature without Anna having to lift a finger. And the contrast between them couldn't have been clearer. While Bella was left behind, wallowing in a mess she made, Anna moved forward, embracing new beginnings, new friendships, and the love of someone who saw her worth long before anyone else did. In the end, the story wasn't just about a wedding, or a rivalry, or even Bella's schemes. It was about how grace will always outlast bitterness. How no matter how hard someone tries to tear you down, staying true to who you are is the most powerful response of all. And as Anna settled into married life, surrounded by people who loved and respected her, she realized that the real victory wasn't just surviving Bella's sabotage. The real victory was knowing that she had never once sacrificed her kindness in the process. In a world that often rewards cruelty, Anna had chosen to rise above it. And in doing so, she'd won in every way that truly mattered. Looking back on everything, Anna often found herself amazed at how it all unfolded. What started as just another chapter in a long history of rivalry had become one of the most defining moments of her life, not because of the chaos Bella created, but because of the peace Anna found in refusing to match that same energy. The wedding could have easily turned into a disaster, overshadowed by jealousy and schemes. But instead, it became a reminder that inner beauty, grace, and sincerity are the things that truly shine through. For years, Bella had believed that charm, manipulation, and control would always keep her on top. She thought that by putting Anna down, she could climb higher. But in the end, all that bitterness did was reveal the truth about who she really was, not just to others, but to herself. And as Anna reflected on that day, she realized Bella had never truly won anything. Because when your victories are built on tearing others down, they aren't victories at all, they're just temporary illusions, easily shattered the moment people see what's really behind them. From Anna's perspective, the most important lesson was simple: you don't have to fight cruelty with cruelty. You don't have to lower yourself to someone else's level to prove your worth. Sometimes, the best thing you can do is rise above, stay silent, and let the truth come out on its own. Kindness is not weakness. Patience is not surrender. And in the end, people remember the ones who handle adversity with grace far more than those who cause it in the first place. Now, as Anna built her new life with Daniel, free from the weight of comparison, free from the shadows of old rivalry, she felt nothing but gratitude, not for Bella's actions, but for the chance to finally close that chapter. She no longer needed validation, and she certainly didn't need to compete. The wedding day had proven, once and for all, that the best revenge is simply living well, with a full heart, surrounded by genuine love. And that, Anna knew, was a victory no one could ever take from her. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Innocent Stories for more heartfelt tales of triumph and grace.